Hello my friends, welcome to the start of another reading vlog adventure. I hope you're all having a splendid day. It is actually after Halloween and it is freezing cold. Yesterday I felt bad for those trick-or-treaters because it was like freezing, below freezing, and they were out there trick-or-treating. They've got heart. They wanted that candy for sure. But it is now Monday now and I've got to get back to school, unfortunately. I've got to write a reflection and then I've got to start writing my research for this topic that I chose for this semester, and then I gotta do another one next semester. So it's just a blast. But I'm also still making my way through Empire the Vampire, and I'm just loving everything about it. Like, if you watch that last vlog, I'll make sure to leave a link to it. But it's just like everything about it, I love it. Like, it's got like this split timeline between kind of Gabriel as he is kind of growing up as a Silver Saint and starting to kind of learn more skills and everything, and you learn more about his life at San Michon, and then you also get him as an older perspective, kind of just understanding and looking at everything with a new lens. It's got like a commentary on kind of religion, and it's just I want to know like what happened to Gabriel in his past that kind of made him the way he is in the present, or in the kind of time that he's telling the story. Like, I have to know. And that's what, like, it's not so much like that I hate this about it, but like at the end of each book it leaves you on like a cliffhanger. But with like each kind of split timeline, there's just a cliffhanger that you just have to know what comes next, but you have to get through the next book, which is more of kind of like that other timeline. It's just like cliffhanger after cliffhanger and cliffhanger, and it's just been great. I love it. I love kind of Kristoff's kind of writing style and just everything about it, like the dark and humor, everything. I love it. And I don't know when the next book is coming out. I think he's been working on this one for like 5 years. So all I gotta say is after I finish this one, I will need the second book ASAP. Because I love this world, everything about it. Like, this is probably gonna be one of my favorite books of the year. That is something to say about it. But I'm also still listening to The Terror, and it's finally starting to pick up now as this thing is slowly starting to pick them off, and it's been introducing new kind of perspectives as they kind of encounter this mysterious monster that's kind of going about in the night, just kind of taking everybody's heads off, decapitating people. And it's just been crazy, and it's finally starting to pick up. The thing I'm not liking about it so far is kind of like it explains a lot more kind of with just like the rigging and stuff like that, and I don't know if that's just because it's been early on in the story and it's kind of starting to set everything up, and that's probably what it is. I'm only about like 200 pages in, but now that it's starting to pick up, I think it's going to be a pretty good read or listen. And then I forgot to mention in that other vlog, but I also started listening to Troy by Stephen Fry, and that's just always a blast. I love all those books in his Mythos series, and I'm sad to say that this is the final one in the series, so I don't know what he's got next planned, but I will definitely check it out, especially if he narrates it. He's one of the best narrators I've ever kind of listened to. And I've been slowly making my way through Watchmen. I'm about over halfway now, so this is my goal to finish it before the end of the year, like the whole collection. And I've been enjoying that, as well as the kind of different heroes are slowly starting to kind of be picked off, a sense, or kind of be isolated and kind of picked off, basically. But that has kind of been my reading check-in. I gotta go get to class, finish all that done this morning so that I can read more of Empire the Vampire. And I'll check in with you hopefully this afternoon. I'm reporting to you several papers later. I think I ended up writing almost like 10 pages, and it was rough. I finished a reflection and I got quite a bit done on my research paper, but it completely drained me. And now it is finally time to just get back into this. I read a little bit at lunch while I was eating, and I had to put it down because where it was going, it was scaring me, because I was afraid for some of these characters. Like, as you continue to read through Gabriel's kind of tale as he tells it, like, you really connect with a lot of these characters, like Dior and Chloe and just the priest and just every one of them, and you really connect with them. And right where I'm at right now, it is I'm scared for all of them. Where I'm at right now, it's in kind of Gabriel's older kind of perspective, where he's kind of going about with this group to search for this grail or kind of uncover the truth. I can't like say anything else without spoiling it, but just like there's a lot of people coming after them, and troubles are around every corner, and it's time to see where it goes. Thankfully, I have leftover dinner already sitting on the stove, just warming up. Got a little bit of rice, so now I can finally just sit back and read. Good afternoon, my friends. It is now Tuesday. It has been a long day, and I feel like a broken record because I feel like I've said that every day. But I had my Global Revolutions class today, and then I had to finish up a couple different assignments and then edit my story, which was one of the highlights of the day, trying to get that finished so I can submit it for grad school applications. Fast approaching. I think the first one opens in December, or the first one closes in December 15th. But I gotta get everything submitted so I can just get that stress off my back. I haven't done much reading today except for when I was eating kind of breakfast and lunch and kind of walking to classes, listening to audiobooks. But I need to check in after what I read in Empire the Vampire yesterday, because let me tell you, that was a lot of things that went down and my heartstrings were pulled. I was on the verge of tears, and I've still got like 200-300 pages left of this book, and it's already kind of pulling on my heartstrings. And that just goes to show like how much I've kind of connected with these characters in this short amount of time. Like, this is the first book in a series, and like I was connected to all those characters, and then just what happened, it was just heart ripped out. But it ended, because where I was at, it was in kind of Gabriel's older perspective, while he was kind of with this, looking for this grail, and it left off on another cliffhanger. And we are now in the final book of kind of following a younger Gabriel as he's a silver saint, and he's in San Michon, and I'm really interested to see what changed him and what happened to make him the way he is now, and how he's kind of telling the story. So I don't know. I forgot to mention, like in the last vlog, and for some reason throughout this whole vlog, but throughout the book, there's like these beautiful illustrations of just everything, of like the different characters or the vampires or just the architecture and buildings and everything, and it's just like, it just adds to the atmosphere of the book and kind of painting the picture for everything going on in my mind. I also forgot to mention like the kind of silver tattoos that all the Silver Saints kind of get. They're like one of the coolest things. It's basically like their aegis, and it's their shield, and just like anytime they come in contact with like an evil being or anything like that, like the power of their god kind of shines through them. It's basically like their shield, and like the vampires or anything can't do anything to them. And it's so cool. Like, it's just like, I've always wanted to get tattoos, but I've never had the money. But like reading this has inspired me to get tattoos, but it's also gave me like a bunch of ideas that I want. So I just love that about it as well. Kristoff, like, he took so many details and just threw them into this book, and it's just like, it's all flowing so well in my mind, and I've said this so many times, I just love every second. Like, but he basically took like religion and kind of created his own, basically off of what we have in our outside world. So I just like, there's so many details. It's just like, and it's not like, it hasn't been complex for me. That's what I love about it. Like, I was daunted at kind of seeing how large this book was. I was like, well, what am I getting myself into? Like, I can't go through all this, and I'm gonna be lost with everything. But I've just grasped it all and flying through it. I think I only have like I mentioned, like 250 pages left, so maybe a day or two. But also with the tear, it is also really picked up. I listened to it a little bit when I was walking to class. And they're basically just sitting ducks, and they're stuck in this ice, and now this monster is just completely just killing everybody. Like, it's going around, and nobody's safe. And it's just crazy to see how like all their kind of different perspectives are kind of, some of them are kind of building up this cult behind it, and there's also like this aspect of kind of like this Eskimo woman that maybe is doing things with the monster, and there's a perspective that you follow is kind of learning more about her and stuff like that. So it's just been, like, in the beginning, like, it was a bit boring, but now that the monster is really starting to kill some people, it's getting pretty interesting. And then I also listened to a little bit of Troy, and it's just been covering, like, the history and background about Helen, so I'm really hoping to get farther into that. But since, like, the Terror is kind of on a library hold, I've been focusing on that. But I think I'm gonna go make some tomato soup. I don't know why, I'm just feeling some tomato soup, and make some of that, and then get that going, and then just read more of the Empire of the Vampire, because I gotta know what happens. Like, I want to learn what happens in his past, but I have to know what happened after that giant cliffhanger, because I don't know, like, I don't even, like, I feel like it's been hinting a little bit at what's gonna happen at the end of the book. Like, Gabriel, when he's talking to this historian, like, he's hinted a little bit, and I have an idea, but I don't know. That's what I love, I have no idea. But that has been my little Tuesday reading check-in. It is freezing cold, it's been trying to snow all day, so I'm gonna go get that soup going, and then cuddle up in a blanket with Izzy. And dinner is ready. Good old hearty tomato soup. And then I'm gonna got some sourdough in the toaster. Perfect. I'm reporting to you this Wednesday morning. I hope you all have a splendid day ahead of you. I don't know if you can hear Izzy purring in the background, but she's just a purring machine, and every second she's probably purring or jumping on things. So I thought I'd give you a little bit of reading check-in before I got busy. I got a couple different assignments that I need to finish today, and then I'm just gonna spend the rest of the day reading The Empire of the Vampire, because I'm gonna try and finish it today. Like, I've been just flying through it. Last night I read a ton, and let me tell you, it was just like, what went down was crazy. Like, there's a little bit of smut and romance going on, and then there was an epic fight scene, and then it just broke your heart again. Like, all kinds of different emotions just going all over the place, and I don't know. You've heard it enough. I'm a broken record. This might be, like, my favorite book of the year, like top 3. Like, I don't know what it is about it. If it's just like the vampires are kind of like the grim dark and kind of morally gray kind of character, or what, or if I just picked it up at the right time. But just like, it's the best. I love it. But now I gotta get busy with a couple different class things. I gotta work on my research paper a little bit more, get a couple more pages done of that, and then watch Act 2 of, like, this opera that I need to review for one of my classes, and then reading. That's all I got. It's a pretty nice day, so I think I'm gonna go outside and get some fresh air, because these last couple days the sun has been hiding away, and I would like to get some sunlight, because here pretty soon it's just gonna disappear. Like, it's already been trying to snow these last couple days, and it's November, so here in Colorado it'll be snowing tomorrow probably. But I hope you all have a splendid day ahead of you, and I need to get busy. Good afternoon. I got all my school stuff down. I actually got to edit some more of my story. I'm finishing up what I plan to submit, and I I do like where it's going. I had to make quite a bit of adjustments from where I was initially, but I like this little change that I kind of schemed up. But I don't know if you saw Izzy in the background. She just tried to do some kung fu. But also after lunch I went outside and kind of got some fresh air before it starts to cool down, and I listened to The Terror, and what I listened to was very trippy. Captain Crazier had some like lucid dreams or something. He has like a secret sense or something like that. I can't remember what he called it exactly, but he had some visions, and there was like some people doing some seance and stuff. It's pretty creepy, but I'm very interested to see where it goes because a lot of the crewmates are starting to get scurvy, and summer or spring is on very, very close. And I don't know if they're gonna make it because this monster is just picking them off a lot. And just no mercy on them. And also during lunch, I read some more of The Empire of the Vampire. I finished the final book of Young Gabriel, and there was another romance scene, some more smut. This time it was in the infirmary. Last time it was in the forbidden section of the library. And now it's in the infirmary. And now we are on the final book, the final chapter of Gabriel's kind of tale that he's telling this historian, this vampire historian. And I don't know, back to the Grail. I don't know where it's going to end. I hope it has somewhat of a happy ending, because poor Gabriel has just been through it all. And it's been heartbreaking to read, but I don't know, we'll see where it sets it up for the rest, but I hope I can finish it today maybe. Probably not though, because it's like 200 pages, or like 150 pages left I have left, so I'm just gonna go warm up some soup and just read for the rest of the day. So I'll check in tomorrow with my thoughts on what went down in this final book. Happy Thursday, my friends. I hope you all had a splendid day. I had a very long day with classes. Thursday is always my long day with classes. It's not the best day of the week, that's for sure. But now that that is all over, I have finally got to kind of just sit back and relax, do a little bit of reading. I have little to report about The Empire of the Vampire without kind of spoiling things, but last night I got through quite a bit after I just kind of sat down and just read. And it's like, I really enjoy kind of where it's going right now. Like, after just being completely heartbroken after so many things that have occurred throughout the book, now it's kind of starting to move into kind of like a little bit of heartwarming while still breaking your heart a little bit, because Gabriel and Dior are kind of but him and Dior are kind of traveling to Saint Michon. And just along the way, they are kind of slowly building this friendship. And it's just great to kind of see, like heartwarming, to see this kind of friendship slowly being built, because they both have like really dark pasts, as we learned from Gabriel. And then Dior is slowly starting to kind of give Gabriel kind of glimpses of what he went through in his past. And they're both so similar. And it's just heartbreaking, but just like heartwarming to see them connect in the same way, kind of. And also, like, along this long journey, they are relying on each other for everything. Like, they've kind of saved each other several times, both of them, and Gabriel has kind of been dealing with his addiction, kind of addiction to Sanctus, which is kind of like this blood that all the pale bloods kind of smoke so they can use their abilities, but if they don't have it, then they kind of slowly go towards that urge of like sucking blood from other humans and kind of becoming like a true vampire in that sense. So he's kind of been, along the way, he was dealing with addiction, and Dior is kind of there to help him and get him along, and they're both just relying on each other, and it's heartwarming and heartbreaking. And also, like something else is going on with Gabriel kind of in the background, and I don't know if they're kind of hallucinations or dreams or what, but I have a feeling that it's not going to end up well, and I don't know how I'm going to feel about it, because like I've been heartbroken like several times throughout this book, and if there's another one here towards the end, I'm just going to fall apart. Like, Gabriel's been through it all. I think I'm gonna try and finish it tonight. I'm gonna go get some chili cheese fries going, and then I'm just gonna let that get going and then read. I'm gonna try and finish this book today. I only have like 100 pages left, but if I don't, I'll definitely finish it tomorrow, because I only have like one class and a couple papers to write, so I think I can get it done. But if it breaks my heart, I won't recover, that's for sure. So I'm gonna go get cooking and then read. Hello my friends, I thought I'd give you a check-in before I ate lunch and headed to class. Today is the day. Today is the day that I finish Empire the Vampire. I read a little bit this morning while I ate my breakfast, and I've got 30 pages left, and I have a feeling that this ending is going to end with a bang, and it's going to set it up for the rest of the series. I honestly have no idea where it'll go. I have a little hint, but I have a feeling that I will be heartbroken again, because I was heartbroken last night. I don't know how many times a book can do it, but it did it to me again last night. So I'm gonna eat lunch, read. I might just finish it while I read before class. So if I do, then I'll check in later today. Today's Friday, I forgot to mention. But I will try and finish it and give you my final thoughts, if I am capable, if I am not heartbroken enough. So stay tuned to see whether I'm full of tears or not. Hello my friends, it is time for the final reading check-in for this vlog. I think I might have found my favorite book of the year. A contender for sure. This book has just absolutely been a ride. Empire the Vampire. It has just been a fun ride the whole time through, even though it's almost 800 pages long. I didn't dislike a single page, and that is something to say about it. I loved it all. It's been a couple days since I last checked in, so I don't remember exactly what I said last, but just the ending in general went in a way that I kind of wasn't expecting. Like, I had an idea, but I was hoping deep down that it wouldn't go that way. And once it did, I don't know. Like, now that I finished it, I have so many questions that need to be answered now. And I don't even know when the next release date for the next book is. Like, I need the next book now, especially kind of at the end when Gabriel was kind of talking to the historian and they were kind of going back, and there was just like, without going into spoilers, if you've read this, you kind of know maybe what I'm thinking or getting at. But I have to know what goes on, because it just left on like a giant cliffhanger. And I need answers now. Overall, I thought it had like strong female characters that I haven't seen in a lot of other books. Like Dior and Chloe and Astrid and all of them. Like, I felt like, and I can't remember what the kind of Nordic kind of expired woman was. I can't remember her name is, but I felt like they were all kind of strong, and they had played key roles in the story, as well as with Gabriel. And the humor, I love the humor, all of it. Like, I saw a review that basically compared this similar to kind of the humor in The Witcher with Geralt, so maybe I need to check out that next. But I think I really need to just check out more by Kristoff, because I like his writing style and just the flow of the kind of story that went on in here. So maybe Nevernight might be just as good, because that one sounds pretty dark and grim just like this one, and maybe I just like dark fantasy, I don't know. But this is gonna be an easy 5 stars for me. I loved every second of it. You've probably heard this over and over throughout this. I am a broken record, but I really need to just go through and reread it and just go and annotate all the quotes. Like, there were several that I really liked throughout the story, spread out. Like, usually in books, like, I'll only find a couple, but here, I felt several, and I need to go back and just annotate them, even though I never do that, because I consider that a sin with books. I don't know why. It just doesn't vibe with me. But in here, I feel like I have to. But those are my thoughts with the Empire of the Vampire. I'm still making my way through The Tear. It has unfortunately been kind of a disappointment. It started off really good with the monster and everything, but where it's at right now, like, there hasn't been very much of the monster kind of making an appearance and kind of killing people. And I was really disappointed by that because it's like in the middle chunk where it's just been like a drag and there's nothing really going on. It's just like explaining a little bit of their kind of background, a little bit of supernatural stuff going on, and then them trying to escape basically. And there's just a bunch of tangents going on, and I'm not vibing with it right now. Like, I honestly just want it to be over. Like, I don't know, maybe I'll DNF it, but I was really hoping for more. I like the atmosphere, the monster, everything, the little bit of horror. It's got some gruesome scenes, but I don't know, right now it's just been a drag. But that is going to be all for this reading vlog adventure. It was a fun one. This book, Empire the Vampire, was a blast, and we'll see what the second book brings. I don't know how many books are going to be in this kind of series, but I would like a ton of them if J. Kristoff could pull it off. But that is going to be all for today's video. I really hope you enjoyed it, and I look forward to seeing you in the next adventure. So please consider liking and subscribing so you never miss out on another adventure. But as always, it's time to leave you with a message from Ellie, who first wishes you to have a splendid day, but she also says that adventure is out there. So I'll catch you next time. Bye.